Hey guys, we are your elections team. My name is Jess Liske.
I'm Taylor Simmons.
And we were just sitting at the last and final debate. If you missed it, it was definitely more arousing than the previous debate. This one was definitely more focused on the VP side. And I think we had a lot of fun listening to some of the bantering, some of the sass.
The slates were getting a little more feisty than the VPs were earlier, but we did get a lot of juicy information for you.
Yeah.
So, starting with the VP external.
So the first and most pressing issue that we thought was obviously the LTC. This is a huge issue that's on all of the slates this year. Amy from Team Vivek suggested getting a seat on the board on the LTC. Now, the community isn't really in a position to do this because there is a 0% tax freeze. So questions were being raised as if this would increase tuition. That would have to be discussed at a later date because so far the numbers aren't in.
One of the big issues for Team Whalen, and it came from Amir, saying that Project Learn is taxing students. It's a big grief for them when police come to their house when they have potential to make noise, and he is saying that we should replace it with a program called the Good Neighbor Campaign. So when students move to a place off campus, they meet their neighbors so that they can have open communication with them before the police are called. But Amy from Team Vivek was saying that this is attacking the city and it's not going to be a constructive dialogue and they'll be burning bridges instead of making some good progress.
Yeah, this was definitely one of the issues that caught most the fire of the evening, as it did in the previous debate. So it'll be really interesting to see whoever does get in office, what they're planning on doing with that in the future. Moving on to the VP internals, Team Ashley suggested, of course, studying off campus. This is a really big pressing issue where we want to get more space in the public libraries. And the question remains, will this make tuition rise? Once again, we don't know if this is going to be an additional cost. And Team Whalen wants to look at getting a system in place where we can see if there's any available empty rooms.
But there was a lot more contention over the One Love rally, which happens during a week. Sam from Team Whalen says it's about a lot more than just the LGBT community. It's about diversity, it's about mental health, it's about gender. But some of the other candidates, Dan and Blake, thought that students should not be forced to go to this rally. They're not forced to now, but they should have other options to do if they don't want to participate in this rally.
Yeah, definitely. And lastly, one of the last points we're going to mention right now is just the TA standardization, getting more career counseling, more student services. This is always being discussed between the slates. Everybody has a new idea, new services. Is this redundant? Do we need to change this? Is this just going to be another conversation? Once again, we don't know. These are just things that they're planning on advocating for in the future, dealing with services that are already in place at Western.
It was a common thing on all of the candidates' platforms, so it's safe to say that the TA and prof quality will increase whoever gets elected.
Definitely. And of course, we moved on to the battle of the slates. Now, all of the team members were respectfully asking each other about specific points on their platforms. This was something we didn't get to see in the previous debate, so it was really interesting to see what their answers were within the realm of tuition, deadlines, paying off on the visas. This was something that was really getting spoken about and kind of heated tonight. You want to talk a little bit about that, Simmons?
Just like the last debate, it was basically a Team Vivek versus Team Whalen kind of situation where Team Whalen wants to focus on a tuition freeze. They want tuition to be able to be paid later, and Team Vivek wants you to be able to pay on your credit cards as a last resort, not as something to happen as a priority.
Yeah, this is something that they would want to direct students to go to a financial advisor, and that also got some debate talking about who's going to be the financial advisor. Should this be directed to the USC, or is this going to remain in off-campus housing? We won't know until the new year, and I'm sure that whoever does get elected is going to have a lot to deal with in that issue.
In any case, it was a great debate tonight. If you have a question that wasn't asked, send it in to @BigPurpleCouch, and we'll make sure to ask it to the candidates this Thursday in the Spoke at our Politically Incorrect segment.
Voting happens February 12th and 13th. Make sure to go online at www.voteusc.ca to get your voice heard. Make sure to join us the night of February 13th in the Mustang Lounge, where we will be hosting the Elections Night, see who will be in charge next year. Make sure to follow Big Purple Couch for all your elections coverage.
I'm Taylor Simmons.
And I'm Jessica Liske. Have a great day.